Hi all, welcome again. I hope you are enjoying previous videos that I have created on SAP Material Master and Intro. So going further in this video, I will try to cover second part of my master data, that is vendor master. Note here that I will cover vendor master in SAP S4 HANA. Also, I will create a different video on how to deal with vendor details or vendor master in ECC, but not in this video. Then going further, what is vendor? Vendor is a party in the supply chain that makes goods and or services available to consumers. Then what is vendor master data? The vendor master data contains the information about vendor that supplies various goods or services or both to any company or plants. So data that is maintained in vendor master is like vendor details like address, currency, organization, its address, contact information. Then in financial terms like in which accounts his debit and credit will happen. So that sort of information is maintained in vendor. Going further, there are various types of vendors available according to different properties. So here I will cover few of them. They are most important. So first one is internal vendor. So internal vendor is supplying by other company codes under the same client. So that might be the scenario if that client have more than one company and any other company sending any goods as a vendor to other company, or a supplier who is a part of the same company as its customer is can also be an internal supplier. Next one is external vendor. A company or person who supplies material from outside vendor. It means vendor is not part of that organization at all. Going further, regular vendor. This type of vendor provides the goods at the client level. Such a vendor supplies to an entire corporate group. Once such a vendor delivers good at a corporate level, then it's a company's responsibility to deliver or circulate that goods among the various plants according to the need and requirements. Or corporate group also can ask to deliver that goods or material or services to particular plant depending on mutual understanding between vendor and the company. Also note that regular vendor are defined in the info record. So info record is another master data type that I will cover soon, but keep in mind that regular vendor is always maintained in info record. So in nutshell, regular vendor is the one where you purchase goods or services regularly. Next is fixed vendor. The vendor from whom the company will take certain material. It is based on the contract or mutual understanding between both parties, that is vendor and company code. Also note here, fixed vendor is always maintained in source list. So previously I told you regular vendor maintained in purchasing info record, that is one master data type that I will cover later on, and another master data is source list, that is also I will cover after this. Then next one is one time vendor. At its name suggests itself, one time vendor is the vendor who provides service or goods for only one time. That might be the any for any company's event. You ask some caterer to just arrange foods for that particular day, and that's it. After that, you are not gonna deal with that vendor at all, or any other service that company or organization required for only one time. In that case, you maintain vendor as a one-time vendor. Then there are few more types of vendors, like domestic vendor means the from same country or same region. Then international vendor, in case you are importing goods from other country or other region. Then Then there is employee vendor. So there are few more types of vendors. So I will cover that whenever required, but these are the most important types. Then next we will see how to create vendor master data. But before going to that, we must know the T code of vendor master data, how we can create. So in S4HANA, there is only one T code available for vendor master, that is BP. BP stands for business partner. So there is no different code like ECC to create a vendor, like one code is to create, another is to edit, and another one to display. Whatever we want to do, we will do in only BP, that is business partner. Then I am covering here vendor master for from SAP MM perspective. So there are views that are required in SAP MM perspective. But we, before going further, we must know the what is those views, what are those views. So there are general data, which is we can see with standard, its standard is 6 times 0. Then finance view, its standard is FLVN00. And the last one is purchasing view or purchase view, its standard is FLVN01. Now we will go into system and we will see how to create vendor in SAP system. It is S4HANA system. So just run T code BP, that is business partner, in command field. So press enter. So once you press enter, system will show you the initial screen of business partner. Once you go in the screen, you see various tabs here. So first we will only see that is three important tabs, that is person, organization, and group below the title bar. Out of this, we will not gonna cover group and person because these two tabs are more relevant to HR and not more relevant to our SAP MM. So we will mainly focus on organization tab. So click on organization. Once you click on organization, system will revert you to this screen. Here we will start with the grouping. So what is grouping? Grouping shows you the various vendor types that I already told you depending on certain properties, like domestic vendor, import vendor, internal, external vendor, and so on. Here you will see a lot of vendor because it's test server, but definitely in real time server, you will see limited vendor groups. So for practice, you can select anyone, and also note that this grouping will decide the number range of for your business partner. So for practice, I will select here anyone. Let's say I will select domestic vendor. Once you select domestic vendor, then you should focus on BP roles. So BP roles is nothing but the views that I shown you here. From these roles, we select appropriate roles. So if you click on drop down, you will see there are various roles. So we are interested here only with the three role that I mentioned. So first one is business partner general. It stand with 6 times 0. If you are not able to see this 6 times 0, you have to modify your setting. Go into options here, click on this three colorful icon, click on options. Then you have to go in second folder here, interaction and design, and in this visual one, and click here controls, and under that you will you should have this click on show key with drop down list. Once you do that, apply and okay. So it's that only in case if you are not able to see these standards, you are only able to see this business partner general and all that. So in that case, you require that standard case. So select standard that we want, then you will see various tab here, starting from address with and end with technical identification. So we will go with one by one. Then select what title you want for your vendor, then the name of vendor. So I will select here test vendor, test triangle vendor, or vendor master data, or you can maintain whatever name you want for your vendor. I'm just maintaining this. Then who is responsible and who have searched this team, I will maintain just anything. Then address is most important thing here. You should have proper address, so maintain appropriate address. I will maintain just address that is not original, just for practice purpose. Then postal code, it should be original, or you can maintain whatever you want. It just address, so you know how to maintain it. Then country code is most important. I'm selecting here I for Ireland. Then region is nothing but this county or which area, so I will select Dublin. Then you can mint, if you think this is not enough space here for vendor, you can click on this plus icon and you will get a lot of space, everything in detail. So you can maintain building number and the room in case it has, then if it has more details like floor, if there is care of, and blah blah blah, everything. Then time zone is most important, so you can maintain it accordingly, but I'm not going to maintain it right now. That is easy stuff, you can maintain it. Then going further, language, it is most important thing while creating vendor. And rest thing you can maintain, it's necessary, but I'm just maintaining test vendor, so for practice, so I'm not going to maintain all this. Okay, so this way you can maintain vendor. Once you maintain vendor, just press enter. So no error means everything is right and all mandatory fields we have maintained. The next tab is address overview. So this tab is important in case your vendor has a multiple addresses. Let's say its standard address is different for vendor, but that vendor want billing address is different. Let's say it has corporate office at different place and it want billing with that corporate office address. So we can maintain that, or in case delivery address is different, that we can maintain. Here I will show you how to maintain different address. So that's why this view is here. So let's say I want to maintain a business address. So what I will do, just scroll down and you will see there is create option, but don't get confused with two create options. Here is also one create option, this, and at bottom there is also create option. But be careful while maintaining first time address, you should, while creating different address, you should click on top create icon, not below one. So click on create, it doesn't matter where you click, here, here, it doesn't matter, just click on create. It will open new window like similar. We have to maintain here address, so I will maintain here address, just non-real address. And all detail the similar way that I shown you in last time maintaining the address of vendor. So nothing is different, it's completely similar window. Okay, so once you maintain all details, and if you want to maintain more details, you can click on plus and all that I told you already. Once you maintain, just click on here continue. Then this address you cannot see here, so next time you have to click on, first select billing address, then click here on create the below option, and then you can see both address. So select which address you want as a billing address and you can select that address, then you can see that address here. Same way you can maintain for both as well, or as many as you want. The next tab is identification. Nothing is important here, it's all about legal incoterms and all that. Then control, here is like BP grouping, so depending on property we can put BP together here, print format and all notes you can put here in different languages or whatever you want accordingly. Then payment transaction, it's all relevant to the bank details, so you can put all details like IBAN, bank account, bank key, whatever bank details you require to complete the transactions, money transaction with vendor. The status, if you have active flag this for deletion, so you want to delete, then you can activate this archiving flag and all that, or if you want to block it centrally, then you can do it from here. An additional text is nothing but if you want to maintain certain note regarding this vendor, so you can maintain here. Then technical specification is just kind of any identification like driving license or anything according to that vendor's identity uh, identity type. So that way you can maintain here. Once you maintain, just save this vendor. So you will get one business partner number. So you can see here 110008 BP is created. It's a business partner. So once you create, then so far we have created only general view. Now we will focus on financial view, that is FLVN00. Once you save this vendor, edit it again, then again go into BP roles and search for the role that I told you, that is FLVN00. So we will select that role here. It's here. It's here, FLVN00. As soon as you select this role, you see this company code option appeared here. So click on that. Then so note here that now we are going to maintain all details in terms of finance. So for which company we want to create this vendor, I will select IN00. If you don't know any company, you can maintain it for 1000. That is the standard in SAP. Once you provide a company code, just press enter. Then once you press enter, all these tabs will be enabled to provide information. Then first we will provide reconciliation account. That is the account. In background for that account there is a GL assigned. So with respect to that, all credit and debit will happen with respect to this vendor. So I will provide here 164 times 0. Then rest things, if required, like tax and all details, we can provide it, but it's not necessary here. I will just cover the required things. Then payment terms, maybe for what payment terms we want to this vendor, maybe we will complete his payment within same day as he deliver goods, or we will do his partially payment like 30% and rest payment maybe after 2 week or 1 month, so accordingly. Then what are terms to for credit memo? Then is there any tolerance group or cash check cash time? Then always take this double check invoice. So that way you can verify invoice every time twice. I mean once it came, so system can verify it properly once you maintain that invoice. Then this all about bank, if it is a home bank or all its detailed relevant things. Then is vendor correspondence. Next tab, it's all about the ning process in case you want uh, to set terms to get money from vendor. I mean delayed payment or payment that are stuck. Then vendor status is most important here, because here you can block this vendor for particular companies or you can block this vendor for all companies, and also you can remove that block. So it's the most important. Once you create this vendor, you can perform that activity. Then here all with regard to withholding tax, then same like text, you can maintain notes here. And this is most important because it's country specific. So as my company code is in main country is in India, so you can see here they ask for me if they have 10 code, so I can maintain if I have. But if you change the company code country, then you will see it different according to that country. So once you provided everything, just click on save. Oh, legal data is missing, so I will maintain that. Okay, this tab was not there initially, but now it's there. Okay, not an issue. So I will maintain legal data. Okay, then we will check if everything is fine now. So you can click on this check and check. So it's error free, then save it. Okay, so changes have been saved under this business partner. Then we will see that our last view that is remaining, that is FLVN01, that is from purchasing perspective. So I will select that view, FLVN001. Here it is, that is standard view. Once you select, see here you will see purchasing tab, so click on that. Same way in last tab I have maintained company code, here I will maintain purchasing organization. So I will use IND 0, but in your case if you don't know you can use 1000. Once you provided purchase organization, press enter key. Then system will ask you the currency. I will put INR, then what are payment terms, then Incoterms and all details. Then always click on GR based invoice. So once you do the GR, system will perform invoice depending on GR. So always click this. Then other details like whatever required, if you are maintaining any service, if you are maintaining this vendor for service, then you can take this service based invoice as well. Then here one more is, yeah, so you can maintain purchasing group. Then automatic PO is important one in case you are using this vendor for automatic PO, but it's always good to maintain it in only while creating vendor. Then partner functions, so you can maintain partner if that vendor has various partner. Let's say it has different partner who provide material in particular group, so you can maintain, or also it's according to variant, it might have different partners that complete. I will cover in partner functions in another topic. Then additional data if you have any, then nothing here. Then similar text and supply region you can maintain, like what country and region and all that. Once you maintain all data, just check it. So it's error free, then save it directly. So now your vendor is ready with all three views. So what we have maintained standard view for this vendor with FI and purchasing. But if you see in real times, you will not see these views different. Always consultant maintains this view in such a way that you can see all these view together. So here I have maintained one for my practice, and all these mixed views always end with last x character. So I will show one view that I have maintained for MMFI vendor. So see, if I select this views, you see all these three views together. For same vendor, I'm showing you all these view together. I have already saved this vendor. One more question, like once I maintain this vendor, which number I will use while using this vendor for purchasing orders or purchase requisition? So definitely I will not use this business partner number. I will use vendor number. In this case, these both are same because in backend consultants have done setting such a way that both number always came similar, but there might be chances sometimes this might be the difference and you will use this number, vendor number. So always remember that. Then I have maintained this vendor. Now if I want to see this vendor, how I can see that? So there is no different code, T code. As I said, there is only one T code for everything, that is a BP. So how to check that vendor? So I will run T code BP again. Then here you see this folder with arrow key. Just Click on it. It will ask you business partner, provide that business partner number, and it will show you that vendor. So that's very easy, and it directly shows you vendor where you can change the detail of vendor, or if it's not showing, then you can click on this edit option and it will enable you to update that data. Okay, now I will cover one more thing, how to extend this vendor to other company code. So again, run bp t code. There is no different t code for all things. So run bp, open your business partner. Once you open that business partner, let's say I want to extend this vendor to another company code. So go in company code tabs. If it's in general data, so you have to go in company code tab, select company code. Here you can see now it is maintained for only one company code, but I want to maintain it for another one. So click on create. Then provide for which company code you want to maintain. Let's say I want to maintain it for 1000. You can provide description if you want. Then it's if it is supplier and customer or what, so accordingly you can maintain it. In case it is a customer as well as supplier, then you can click here as well, but it will then ask you sales view here. So I will just create supplier here and adopt. Once you click that, see system ask you again details with respect to this company code. So I will maintain again details, whatever details required, but I know that for this company related data only reconciliation account required in this system, so I will maintain that and I will save it straight away. That's it. Let's say I want to extend same way purchasing organization as well. So same procedure, just go in purchasing, click on purchase organization, then create which purchasing organization I want. You can provide description as well, then transfer. Sorry, create. Okay, select it, transfer. Then it will ask you currency code, all the same details that you maintain in previous view. If anything is missing, you can check and provide that detail and save it once you maintain all details. So now if you go there, you can see this vendor is maintained for this two purchasing organization. Same way, if you go in company code data, you will see this vendor is maintained for two company codes and you can extend that vendor for as much as company you want. So that's how you can maintain vendor in S4 HANA. So it's easy, and always see if you have any view with ending X. It's an easy one, so you see all views in one go instead of selecting all standard views, and most of companies maintain this in such a way that end users can see all view together to avoid any confusion. So this is how we maintain vendor in SAP. So in case you have any question, you can put that questions in comment section and I will try to answer all those questions. Thank you. See you in the next video.